Good morning, Mampany. My name is Benjamin Plus from ESP Class D, number 17. And tonight I will do a presentation about importance of packaging company in flower distribution supply chain. Okay, next. What is a packaging company? Firstly, packaging company is a business that specializes in the design, manufacture, and distributions of packaging materials. These materials are used to protect, contain, and transport products from the manufacturer to the consumer. Packaging companies play a vital role in the flower distribution supply chain by providing solutions that protect the delicate flowers during transportation and storage. There are a few key features in packaging companies in the flower distributions. The first one is protection. What I mean by protection is the packaging must be sturdy enough to protect the flowers from crushing, pushing, or bending. The second one is temperature control. For some flowers, temperature control is essential to maintain freshness. So we need to make sure that the temperatures are not too hot or too cold. The third one is ventilations. Flowers need to be able to breathe to prevent them from wilting. So the packaging material should allow for some air circulations for the flower. The fourth one is moisture control. Excess moisture can lead to mold growth and spoilage. We need to make sure that mold growths are not happening to make sure that the flowers' life are sustainable. And the last one is aesthetics. Eye-catching and attractive packaging can enhance the presentations of flowers and add value to the products. Next. Okay, the next is we have supply chain network. The first one, there are flower growers or farmers. The second one, there are refrigeration companies. The third one, we have flower processing facilities. The fourth one, we have flower auction house. The fifth one, we have distributor. That's where our packaging company comes in. And then the next one, we have wholesalers and retailers. Our packaging company can also come in these sections. And then the next one is customer, or the last one is customer. So the first one is flower growers or farmer. They are responsible for a few things. The first one is the preparation. They prepare the soil, and they do the planting of the flowers. Then they do a plant care and monitor to ensure that the flowers are in good conditions. And then they harvest the flowers, and then post-harvest handling. Post-harvest handlings meaning that the farmers are doing everything they can to make sure that the flowers are in good conditions. And the last one is compliance and documentation to make the sending to the next supply chain or the refrigeration company is more easy. Okay, so the next one, we have refrigeration companies. There are a few key points that we need to discuss. The first one is the temperature control. Refrigeration company usually operate in trucks, vans, or containers that are equipped with specialized cooling systems, and these systems can maintain consistent temperature throughout the journey, so they can make the flowers are not exposure to excessive heat. The next one is maintaining optimal conditions. Refrigeration companies go beyond just cooling the environment. They ensure proper humidity level and air circulation within the refrigerated space to prevent moisture buildup and mold growth. The third one is monitoring and adjustment. Monitoring and adjustment means that throughout the transportation process, refrigeration companies monitor temperatures and humidity levels within the vehicles. The next one is pre-cooling and post-cooling services. Some refrigeration companies, they offer pre-cooling and post-cooling services. They can temporarily store flowers under refrigeration until picked up by retailers or the florists. The next one, we have flower processing facilities. They are responsible for a few things. The first one is receiving and inspections. They receive the flower from the refrigeration companies. They inspect the flowers to make sure that the flowers are in good conditions. If the flowers are bad, they can decompose it or recycle it. And the next one is processing and grading. They trim the flowers or remove any unwanted leaves or stems in the flowers. The third one is hydrations. They make sure that the flower are hydrated enough, and they do a treatment to make the flowers are in good conditions. The last one is prepare for the auctions or the distributions. Okay, so the next one is we have flower auction houses, and they are responsible for a few things. The first one is they create a platform for transaction. Obviously, they provide a venue for the seller and the buyer to connect and conduct businesses. This can be done through physical auctions or online platforms. The next one is flower catalog and presentations. The flowers that are received from the flower processing facilities, they are carefully cataloged with details like variety, grade, quantity, and any special characteristic documented. And they also ensure that the presentations of the flowers are going smoothly. The next point is facilitating the auction process. They, just like I said before, they create a space where the seller and buyer can conduct a business. The fourth one is logistic and payment handling. Logistic and payment handling means that once the flowers are sold, auction houses handle the logistic of coordinating delivery from the seller to the buyer. The next one is market information and trends. The auction houses often track and analyze flower prices and market trends. They might provide this information to seller and buyers and helping them make informed decisions. So the next one we have distributors. They are responsible for a few things. The first one is receive the goods from the auction houses, then to advance transportation arrangement to the wholesaler or retailers, and then they also need to make sure that they have a proper storage so that they can keep the flowers safe. Then the next one is inventory control, and then they repackage and labeling. This is where our packaging company comes in the distribution. And the last one is quality and freshness maintenance of the flowers. Okay, so the next one we have wholesalers and retailers. They are responsible for a few things. The first one is good receiving and handling. The second one is proper storage. The third one is inventory management. The third one is marketing and promotions. The fourth one is product repackaging and arranging, and the last one is complaint and return handling. Okay, the next thing is for the consumers. They are responsible for product selection, responsible purchasing, wise use, proper storage. They provide feedback, and then hoping that they will respect for the local products. Okay, so there are a few critical points of packaging companies. The first one is flower vulnerability. The second one is temperature sensitivity. The third one is moisture management. So flower vulnerability, just like I've said before, that the flowers, they are fragile, so that we as a packaging company need to make sure that the flowers are kept in a good package, like a box that are safe, from bruising or crashing or anything like it. The second one is temperature sensitivity. We need to make sure that the temperature are perfect for the flowers, so that the flowers are in good conditions. The third one is moisture management. We need to make sure that we need to stay away from the mold that can make the flowers go in a bad conditions. There are a few key considerations here. The first one is understanding the flower characteristics. The second one is selecting the appropriate materials. The third one is design and functionality. Okay, so what if the problem that I've said before, we need to know how to anticipate it. The first one is arrangements of the box when transporting. We need to make sure that the arrangements of the box are stored in a right way, so that they are not interfere with each other. That when they interfere with each other, the probability of destroying the flowers are going up. So we need to make sure that that doesn't happen. The second is provide ventilation for the flowers so that the flowers can breathe. The third one is ensure the flowers doesn't lose too much moisture. There are a few additional considerations for this. The first one is the flower type. The second one is transportation duration and distance. The third one is the conditions of the storage. Okay, so The last one is what to do if the problem happens. The first one is inspect and donate. What I mean by inspect and donate is we have to salvage what we can. What I mean by salvaging is check if any flowers are salvageable. Some may have minor bruising or wilting that can be trimmed away. This might be suitable for selling at a discount or using in smaller arrangements. Maybe donate it. Consider donating slightly damaged but usable flowers to charities, hospital, or nursing homes. I'm sorry. The second one is mitigate further losses. There are three steps that we need to use to mitigate further losses. The first one is identify the problems. Analyze what went wrong with packaging. Was it the material or the design or the mismatch with the flower type? The second one is communicate. We as a packaging company need to inform the relevant parties involved in the supply chain, such as growers, distributors, or retailers about the problem. This can allow them to take the right actions, the corrective actions. The third one is documentations. Take photo of the damaged flowers and keep records of the incident. This documentation might be helpful for insurance claims or future negotiation with packaging suppliers. And the last one is obviously prevent future occurrences. We need to review the packaging selection, re-evaluate the packaging used for this particular flower type. Consider consulting with packaging companies specializing in flower distribution for recommendations. That's it from my presentation. Thank you, membering, for listening, and good night.